in the middle is good. Gulp. I saw Raz die and I knew about my time has come. No matter how masterfully I avoided the spikes, all was for naught. I was dead. That would have been the end of it. Oh, well, all is lost now. Might as well get started on finding the way back. Even should they succeed, at least I'll be there to immediately go back out. Alright. There they fight. There's the fight going on right there. Let's see how they fare. I mean, Raj is a paladin. He's basically a hero. And Sky also has securing vaults, I believe. Which will help. Raj doesn't have much of use for the LB unless he completely runs out of cooldowns. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. I think Sky should use the LB. Or should have used the LB. Oh, there he goes. I will say, that means that I got tank busted. Yeah, I did get tank busted to death. Interesting prospect. Alright, Ostalicia. Let's see if our good old friend Sigurd is around. Hashfwab! I recognize ye. What do ye want? Long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. Well, bugger me! Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? The crew seems busy. No rest for the wicked and all. We're getting so many shipping requests that we hardly put down anchor since old Charlene. You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the whole world. That being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilsabard made me see how small my world was compared to the real one, standing next to the star's finest. It's nothing to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing a bigger godstamp haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we got going with the kobolds, and Hagen looking to export their own wares, it seemed like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is to say that if you've got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them across the realm and beyond. Tatsu's got a bunch of clothes. Masterworks from Tataru's boutique, guaranteed by the royal light himself. Well, it almost seems a waste to wear them. Folks be lining up the docks for these. Literally seeing as old Charlene's only accessible by sea. Now we've got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract. Aye, I'll see the course as clear as day. Now we just need Emma and Elaine on board. For what reason? He's right useless when work's to be done, but talk's another matter. And he still's been one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble, so I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting sail on this new tider as may the winds of change guide us alright. Somnus, it's me. How goes our little venture this far? We got free advertisements and shipping guides. Ooh, Seka signed the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contacts while you work on Aru. I hear he's not often in the city, so no, but I don't doubt that Mother Meow can step him out. Gotcha. Did the stream like restart at some point? Because I'm seeing another notification come out. Oh, whatever. That's fine. Let's take a break since it seems we're going to be doing dailies for a little bit. I think. So... nice to take a break from some of the quests at least. Formless Fist takes a lot longer. Or lasts a lot longer now. So I can 4-point Fury breakdance for days. Meanwhile, scroll for Twitter, I guess. outside, but thanks for the follow. Not much is happening right now. I'm kind of waiting on everyone else to decide what to do, actually, so... I just saw a cup noodle advert for a Hololive VTuber. Apparently they're sponsoring VTubers now. Neat, I guess. At the end of the day, it's Kai's choice. She's the party lead. But if nothing comes up in the next like 10 or so minutes, I'll just keep on doing the new quests. Because they won't be. I'm sure. Ah, ready check. Nobody's decided on anything. We're just getting a ready check for no reason. I guess this is just a test if we're attentive or not? I don't know. Gosh, this is a good point. What do we do with... switch to my ult real quickly. We're gonna do the Soul Warlet fights on my ult. Because my ult still used to do Diamond Weapon and Emerald Weapon. And they've just decided to do Diamond Weapon for Sky. I asked them if it was okay if we did Diamond, or if we did Emerald as well, and they said sure. So I'm gonna switch to my ult, and we're gonna do it all. So yeah. God! This will take a little longer. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I crashed just now. Give me a moment. I genuinely don't know what was wrong. I just crashed all of a sudden. Let's try that again. There we go. Why did it crash? God damn it, I have to wait for Q again. If I can have my mods all disabled, if anything, it shouldn't crash. Maybe another third-party plugin I have might be crashing it. Who knows. I mean, if I see any more instability, I'm just gonna launch it in a normal launcher. This is all just 14 launcher stuff, so. And they did come out with a bunch of new updates to come with 6.15, so. Let's switch to repair. Actually, do I even have the, yeah, I have Emerald Weapon, what? Let me see if I have it. Oh, actually, I can check on here. Trials. I don't! But I'll unlock it first. Strange, I thought it went all the way through to, I thought I made it all the way through to unlocking the fight. But I guess I didn't. It's okay. It's like 2 free cutscenes maybe that I can skip. I don't even think I have to leave Turncliffe even. I guess I do have to leave Turncliffe technically, but I don't have to move. There we go. do want to do actually. Is I might not be able to unlock like beast tribes or whatnot. I don't think I can. I think I do need to complete Endwalker in order to do any of the new stuff. Except for the Make It Rain event. Kind of an awkward time to do it now, considering I had grand plans, but, I mean, I guess we can, like, go to the area to start it, right? Old All is, like, right there, I think. So... might as well go over there to start it. I'm also a broke-ass bitch on this account. Hey, the rest of Uldaver seemed to be a JPEG. I guess you can really tell they didn't touch the maps when they made them flyable. Let's see, you're the one for the Make It Rain campaign. It's available until like the 20th or something like that, but I mean, months go by very quickly when you're when you live a life like mine, so... Did we started? Sure. I guess there's not much else to do. I'll give Raj his moment. He did ask for me. But it may take a minute. Ah yes, because of the Make It Rain campaign, it's Old Saucer themed now. I actually should probably capitalize on it to get more Gold Saucer points, because I'm a broke ass bitch on this account. I don't have an AMGP, I don't have anything to my name. Here. Account, character. It's the same account. Be 11-year-old me. Minecraft 1.0 comes out. Wants to get it. Mom doesn't get it. Get me at it. Mom doesn't get me it at first. Oh, okay. Feels bad.png. Easter rolls around. Mom hands me a paper. It's a username and password. Mom got me an account for Easter. Thanks, Mom. Play Minecraft all the time. Make lots of memories and friends playing Minecraft. Fast forward to now. Re-download Minecraft for the hell of it. Look around for a paper with a username and password. Find it. Username is my name spelled backwards. Password. Love, Mom. Love you, Mom. Oh. That is indeed a serotonin boost. Okay, it's daytime. I'm fucking start doing the Make It Rain campaign. It doesn't take that long at all. I played through it on my main. At the very least, I'll start like watching like the first like cutscene or two, maybe. Might as well. Pardon me, my good madam. My name is Alier, and I'm employed as an attendant at the Mandeville Gold Saucer. Could I perhaps trouble you for a moment of your time? Truth be told, we are in desperate need of a capable adventurer to assist us in a task of the utmost import. Might you perchance be willing to offer your aid? Sure. As you may have realized, we are currently in the midst of the Make It Rain campaign, a yearly festival during which we hold a number of exclusive limited-time events. Well, you may be surprised to hear it, there are still those who have yet to experience all the wonders the saucer has to offer. Thus have we, the staff of the saucer, decided to take our show to town and spread the word. However, there has been one troubling development. Ever since we began this little campaign, one of my colleagues has been visibly out of sorts. Not only he's the most cheerful of all of us, so let it suffice to say that we're deeply concerned. My colleagues and I have tried to look into the matter ourselves, but I fear the man is too proud for his own good, and refuses to admit anything is the matter. So I thought, perhaps, an experienced adventurer like yourself might succeed where we have failed. So, what do you say? Thank you, good madam. Your generous offer is much appreciated. The man in question is currently on assignment in Limsa Laminsa. I will be heading there. I will be heading there shortly myself. After this, let us rendezvous by the Aft Castle as soon as you are able. Get the first part going. I'm just gonna start that so that because we're probably gonna do it anyways after we're done with all these. Just to might as well since I'm already logged onto the alt. And we're gonna start. We're all good. They said they were talking about undersizing it, or maybe undersizing it, so I switched to Dragoon. And besides, this isn't gonna wield that much EXP for me anyway, so. Oh shit, I should probably repair after this. Alright, let's see if we can actually do this on this guy. There's a decent chance we could do Emerald on this guy. I don't know about dying. That might be tough. Then again, I don't remember any of these fights having hard DPS checks. Or invasions. Issue being I don't have my optimized gear. Fuck. I only have yeah. So I'm not gonna be that good in terms of damage, but I'm pretty positive about our chances. Considering again we don't have any hard damage. It may take a little, it may take a hot minute, but it's not gonna be that bad. I'd say we probably, right now, would be doing comparable damage to a full party. Just considering... That right there was human error. That was not because our numbers were too low. Let it be known. Oh. If I can't do much, I'll give Sky a buff. What? Top race. Top race. Not an extreme. A lot of differences between extreme and the face. He's slower than a third party at this level. Now that I think about it. Ah, yes. I don't remember this mechanic at all. Oh, look back. I don't remember like any of these mechanics from this guy. That's just a party button, yeah? Okay. I know a lot of people don't like this fight specifically because of this cutscene. Like, everybody hates Farming Extremes on this one, right? But it's always been my favorite. This has always been really fucking cool to me. I really love the music here. Even if it does take a dog's age to get through the entirety of. Maybe actually a little awkward. I mean, it'll work. It took about as long as Extreme would have taken, actually. So, we didn't do too bad. Alright, time for me to unlock Diamond Weapon. And I'm gonna be skipping through the story here. I've already done it all. And I can easily just do a New Game Plus if I wanted to do it for stream. So. Over here. I gotta get rid of these school quests at some point. A lot of them are actually Ether Current quests, which mean nothing to this character because I have Flight on every area except for Endwalker areas. So almost Diamond Weapon. I really love Turncliffe. It's one of my favorite areas in the game. It's a small area, such a small area, and we don't actually see the city proper. But I'd love to see more of this architecture, and especially more of just like scenery like this. It's really peaceful. Continue with the Make It Rain campaign. Since I already started it, might as well finish it, yeah? Or at least continue with it. See how far we can get to it before we start with the next one. Yeah. Alright, Ollier. Let's see. Ah, there you are. Majestic, isn't it? Of all the displays we painstakingly erected, this may be one of the best showcases of the saucer's myriad refined delights. As for the fellow I mentioned, that's him right over there. I would love for this to have been all focused, but we'll see how far we get through the quest here. It keeps spinning in circles. Do you think it's quite alright? Oh, I know. It's just making me dizzy just looking at it. Hey, you! Can't you do anything else? Look, you've angered it! Or perhaps that was some manner of impromptu dance performance. In any case, I can't say that I'm terribly keen to see what it does next. Not when we have a table waiting for us at the Bismarck. So long, spiny whatever you are. The bystanders having departed, Signor Sabatender slumps his shoulders in visible dismay. He's been like this ever since he got here. What say you? Will you speak with Signor Sabatender for me and see if you can ascertain what ails him? Are you feeling alright? Oh, it's ready now. Signor Sabatender strikes a pose, but speaks no words. It's unclear if your message reached him. Signor Sabatender rushed off to the west. Perhaps he wishes to speak with you in a more secluded location. Well, that was the ready check, so, just have a... We'll just wait for the queue up. Ah, there we go. I'm actually gonna have to put this on. Oh, yeah. This will help. It's not the best, but it'll definitely help because it's better gear, so... Wait, I thought this almost died. What? Okay. I don't quite remember normal. I do remember that. I just saw Sky just disintegrate in front of my eyes. What happened? Oh! That's the problem. Wait for them to fire off. That's still a problem. That's actually probably a bigger problem. You just move already! Goddamn! Ow. You stand in that, Raj! I'm not gonna take unnecessary damage. You can handle that, yeah? Right? Right? Okay, he's just gonna try and tank it. Yeesh, I don't want to be on the business end of that. We may have some complications with this guy on the other side. Get away. Now. Well, you know, we can all die here. I wish I could play anything other than Dragoon, to be honest. Party buffs are one thing, but like, damage isn't the name of the game here, it's survival. So... see how Rash can get, how far Rash can get. I mean, he's essentially invincible. It's just he can only do 1% every, say, like 30 seconds or so at most. Oh yeah, no, that may actually pose trouble, because that gives full stats. Something tells me another healer. mean, you know, considering there isn't an enrage timer or a DPS check for this fight of any sort, Raj can really just kind of solo this. It would take years. Don't get me wrong. It would take years. It's taking years, but he can do it eventually. He's typing right now. Honestly, we could do it right here. I don't know why. Wish this character wasn't just a Dragoon, honestly. I mean, it isn't just a Dragoon, but really, I mean, it's just a Dragoon. Can't do much. I don't have heals or raises. But I feel like the damage wasn't getting nearly too high, honestly. It's just... I don't have any of my connections on this character. They'd have to find the people themselves. When the fuck did I repair, actually? It looks like it repaired. I don't remember repairing. When the fuck did I repair? I don't remember repairing. Unless this is another Crypt Workers ring. It's very unlikely. Yeah, it is. Well, whatever, I'll just continue to make a rain event. My apologies for dragging you all the way over here. Senor Sabotender isn't a real Sabotender? This is new information. Surely you jest. Everyone knows it's the Lalafell in a costume. The name's Nanathon, and I happen to be that Lalafell. You saw just now, didn't you? I did my damnedest to convey the sheer splendor of the gold saucer with my usual grandiose gestures, but my audience was clearly unimpressed. Alas, my gyrations and undulations are merely perplexing poses without the spectacles of the saucer itself. Would that I could explain in my own words all that they are missing out on. Why don't I? Is it not obvious? Because we don't want to reveal to future patrons that Senor Sabotender isn't a real Sabotender. Not until we've secured a patronage, at the very least. Whilst donning my costume, I am forbidden from uttering even a single word. Such is my plight, you see. At this rate, I will be forced to depart this place without having succeeded at nothing but causing quizzical looks and utter confusion. I simply want to join my colleagues in spreading the word of the saucer's splendors across the realm. I can explain it, right? And that's where I come in. Somehow. What's this? You'd be willing to assist us in our cause? It's literally what I do for a living. What a kind and generous soul you have, my adventuring friend. Why, your sheer magnanimity brings a tear to my eye. More than a few tears, even. What am I doing here crying? I must prepare to welcome you to our little troop. Pray, let me know whenever you're ready. Ready for your first task? Excellent! Before that, however, allow me to give you an overview of our promotional campaign. We began a survey asking for people's impressions of the Gold Saucer. Reviewing the responses, we noted the vast majority of patrons cited the attractions as one of the venue's main selling points. While it is true that our attractions are a highlight, there is, as you are well aware, so much more to the saucer, so we got to thinking about how best to go about informing the world of our lesser-known delights. I came up with 4 main features of the saucer that I hope to promote to people. What shall I explain first? The allure of the catpot! Indeed, whether it's the mini catpot, which casual players can enjoy as many as 3 times a day, or the lucrative jumbo catpot, available once per week, both offer Gold Saucer patrons a chance to test their luck and reap lavish prizes. Easy to enter and with incredible fortunes for the taking. The mini and jumbo catpots are among the most popular ways to rack up MGP, which can then be exchanged for a host of alluring prizes. Dream big and enter the catpot today, only at the Mandeville Gold Saucer. How easy it is to get there! Tell me about it. Though the saucer may seem far away to many, being located at the edge of the Segoi Desert, did you know that airship passage is available entirely free of charge from all of Eorzea's major cities? And while the wonders that await you in the saucer's halls are the main attraction, I'll have you know that the journey via airship is a singular delight in its own right. So why not invite that special someone to soar through the skies on the way to the realm's premier leisure destination, the Mandeville Gold Saucer, only a coin's toss away. The saucer's best kept secret. Oh, clearly I stand before a woman of discerning taste. While the saucer offers no end of games and attractions, refined patrons such as yourself are known to enjoy sipping away to our full-service bar for a refreshing libation or two. That's right, we've assembled the realm's best barkeeps to prepare a plethora of potables, sure to wet your whistle and put you in the mood to marvel at the saucer's many wonders. Do be sure to stop by. The lavish costumes of the staff! Ah, keen eye for fashion, I see. Then you are sure to appreciate the unique costumes and couture worn by our staff. A wardrobe prepared by the Sultanate's most esteemed tailors to meet the demanding aesthetic sensibilities of our owner, the incomparable Godfred Mandeville. Be sure to bring something to cover your eyes. The sheer gorgeousness of these ornate outfits is likely to blind you if you do not. Yes, that's right, the Mandeville Gold, sir, is a veritable gallery of the most glamorous garb our civilization has ever seen. Well, how does that sound? I dare say I've done a remarkable job of distilling the essence of the saucer's appeal into concise verbiage. Simply remember all of that verbatim, and you'll be ready to help us spread the word of the saucer where you go. And with that, I do believe it's time for us to get this show on the road. Allow me to get to see to my preparations, and we can convene at the At Castle when we are both ready. Good? Good. You can feel Nanafan's intense gaze upon you from within the Senior Pretender costume. You are filled with determination to share the wonders of the Gold Saucer with the residents of Winsel and Insa alongside your succulent companion. Honestly, like, I get why everybody else wants them. Because everybody else is talking about right now, the reason why we're not continuing with Item Weapons is because we want a fifth man. Fifth or sixth man, right? And to be fair to them, like, yeah, you know, I happen to have the patience of a saint, so... so, I can be here all night, but clearly they don't. They can't, because it's, like, midnight for all of them, so... There's you want, Drylander. State your business quick, and you'd best hope it's worth me while. The gold bloody saucer? Why would any pirate in her right mind set foot in the twinkling hellhole? Alright. Let's see. It's a perfect place to bring that special someone. Special someone? And just who in the hell would that be? Perhaps your crew could use a respite? My crew? That's your big idea? And again, the girls would have retired from active duty. Could always use a break from tending to the other ones. I'd wager an excursion would do them well. Hey, we did it. I utterly failed that one on my other character, by the way. Completely did not read the room that this is just a rough and tumbling pirate. Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, I don't have any characters or any friends on this character other than literally just this party. So yeah, don't blame them. They're looking for a fifth man. Lings. What have we got here? Yeah, fair share. Pricklier than the folks that usually show up here at the Bismarck. This is Senior Saddle Tender. The what now? Ah, yeah, from that I saw it in the desert. Never been there myself. Afraid I'm just much too busy for them city games. New dishes don't think of themselves up. But you could partake in libations to delight even the most discerning epicure. You don't say. The inspiration could do some refreshing. I hope Ada's gold saucer of yours, is it? Just as soon as I know me apprentices will burn this place down in the meanwhile. This next one, this one's Kieran Merchant. Kick your room. Kyokyoroon welcomes all welcome customer. Customer, be welcome. Not customer. Not come with custom. Sparklies? Kyokyoroon loves sparklies. Kyokyoroon can find sparklies at this gold saucer. You could hit the cack part and become a gillionaire. Sparklies! Lots of sparklies! Kyokyoroon loves sparklies more than customer. Kyokyoroon go to gold saucer straight away. Come back with many sparklies. Yeah, you can come with coin. Clinky, clinky coin. There we go. And this last one. Lullafell Fisherman. I know exactly how to woo him. Chovy! You can't! You're no Chovy! Nay, from crayfish to catfish, go be the gudgeon. I've seen my fair share of sea creatures, but not a puffer in these parts so pointy as you. If it is spectacular spines you seek, none are senior to Senor Sabatende. You're one suave Sabatender, certainly. So much so, I suspect you sailed in from the gold saucer. But I'm sorry to say that Salton Sea types like me truly aren't suited to sordid gill seeking. Simpler pleasures are my pleasure. Preference. But don't you want to feast your eyes on the realm's most gorgeous garb? What's this, you say? Can I assume that this gorgeous garb adorns the figures of lasses both buxom and bonny? Why, well, why didn't you say so sooner? Oh, not the next airship to the saucer of yours. Still, we should keep this between you and me, the Sable Tender. Let's assume I'm off on an extended angling excursion. I cackled the first time I did that because I knew exactly which one he wanted to hear. Because of course the Lalafell would want to see the bunny girls. You cannot help but feel that the crowd is sparser than it was just before. Senor Sable Tender, there you are. I have urgent orders from our superiors. All staff are to conclude their missions and make preparations to return to the saucer post-haste. You can feel Senior Sable Tender's piercing gaze upon you. It would seem that he strongly wishes you to return to the saucer with him. I take it you'll be coming back as well. If so, pray come to the landing as soon as you are able. Alright, so we're officially no longer doing Diamond Weapon, because we couldn't find our fifth man. Again, I have the patience of a saint. I could have easily waited for Raj to do the entire fight by himself. Because at that point, literally all you had to do was just, like, avoid mechanics and, like, not die. But I can understand, not everybody is as patient as I, so... So yeah, I'll just do this, and then we'll probably go back to doing the new quests. I really want to do the Omega quest. I really want to do it badly. I'm gonna finish this up first. Oh yeah. So where can a man get himself one of those drinks that they're saying are the talk of the realm? Ah, clearly you're an individual of discerning tastes. Right this way, my good sir. As you can see, business is booming. I'm pleased to say that we've even welcomed quite a few new guests from Nimsa Levinsa. Clearly the efforts of my colleagues have paid off in more ways than one. They could not have done it well. Master Roland will doubtless be thrilled. Would that we could continue our promotion efforts afield for a while longer, but I fear that we need every able-bodied attendant here at home to deal with the ever-burgeoning crowds. That's your cue, Senior Sable Tender. Let's give our guests a warm welcome. Gold Saucer, Thomas. Gold Saucer style. In any event, I thank you. Not only have you helped us to expand our clientele, but as you can see with your own eyes, Senior Sable Tender is back to his typical energetic self, as his colleague and his friend. cannot begin to express my gratitude. I can, however, offer you the small token of thanks. Till our paths cross again, may fortune smile upon you as also. Finally, I get my emote. I'm now senior advisor. Give me. Give it. Yes. Event's done, but I'm gonna do the cat one. Because again, broke ass bitch, might as well get rich somewhere. Right? Purchase a mini cactus. Let's see, am I getting money? I gotta get money here. Yep. I think you can only get money. Oh shit, we don't have the buffs. Raj made an announcement on the Discord that we were going to have gold saucer buffs until the end of the Mega Range campaign. We don't have a single buff up. And then we have all of this at a discount, actually. I actually don't know. You never know when you want to dress up as a bunny girl. Especially considering me. This is everything I'm worth, by the way. Oh shit, it is everything I'm worth. But, we can do like a couple events here and there. We can do like the fashion contest, and that will eventually get us the whole of the bunny costume. Let me just sort this out. There we go. Sorting. Because I don't have a retainer on this character. I could hire a retainer on this character, but I don't! I should, though. Especially considering that I'm in desperate need of money to begin with. Alright, time to finish the, time to finish, because I really want to, we haven't even properly started the Omega quests, god damn it, and I really want to do them, and, just, well, now that we have that detour out of the way, we can finally actually work on them, for God's sake. Ugh. I love the FC, man, but sometimes, sometimes it takes a dog's age to even start doing something, man. It really does. Okay, alright. Gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go finish this fucking quest, man. Do any of these actually give me XP? No, of course they don't. They're level 90 quests. So I can actually just do it in any blame I want. I'll do it as Reaper. I really like the Reaper plan for my character here. Although I really like my monk glam as well. I don't know. Alright. I'm just gonna... I know I wanted to do the Omega quest, but I'm really just gonna finish the Tatsu quest just real quickly because I already fucking started it. So, I technically started both of them, but I really, really started this. Why, if it is Somnus, struck with a certain craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Where can I find Arun's... Arun... the Seed Seers? Ah yes, word of our Seed Seers' comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Elsabard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribes' settlements in the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like us not, so I suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Gate, whatever. Eternal Beauty. Blue Badger Gate. We probably want to zone back into Gridania though. Let me do this. Because, yep, we're not gonna intercept them here. Alright, here we go. Curious. Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Somnus? And with such an enormous sack. Clothes! Fashion, to be precise. I admit you've piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout the Eorzea into such fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm of the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the Tzitzi's approval. You are doubtless aware that historically, Gridania has placed a piece of the Twelvewood in a covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with the peoples. And much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star's entire? Our ventures in Calamod may claim the strength of the world united. This entire decade demonstrates much the same truth. Ah, I thought you would be the hardest to convince. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me around to the idea. If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men through our time in Calamod. Though our time on Calamod has shown me my ability to listen was average at best. These horns may mark me gifted in the Twelvewood, but beyond, they inspired neither fear nor awe. I am mistaken several times for a Zayla, and may as well be one, for all the difference my status as seats here makes to those who want for supper. Yet 'twas the self-same insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to truly feel part of the greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon the star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us anon. Hear that, Tataru? Guess who? Did you speak with Arun? Yeah. That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Tzitzi friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum. So perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be waiting for your full report at the boutique. This one I'll just straight up teleport to. I wanted to teleport to the beds to meet up with Kai and Sky, but also to not pay fare. Anyways, the Gold Court, that's around the Gladiator place. Yep. Alright. Marshal Talpin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Somnus awaits his convenience. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this morning. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsabard. However, to truly see Tizona for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night. The spark that ignites a blaze of hope. And most of all, an unbreaking testament to Father's faith in me. Not allied in tool. It is a treasure beyond price. As every soldier of the Immortal Flame does not deserve allies such as this. Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall. Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the stars may be just the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I appreciate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Coliseum? My thanks. We will put them to use immediately. As a child of Odal, however, what strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tatu. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. I've spoken with Tataru at some length about our past, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted until she was very young, a consequence of her father's business failing. They were forced to put all their wealth towards paying off his debts and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is of the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nonetheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged. True enough. Though, if it's to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case, I had considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you have the opportunity to pick up gems and rather suitable materials on your travels. From there, it is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing? Then I have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt even Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fortune fair. Yeah. They will. Probably literally. Anyways, I can finally go back to Australia and I finish the quest. Finally. Alright, Regina. You've returned! With your bag all the lighter for having given away your samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tarupin arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Can be that our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? It's a private matter. Her mother's necklace! I shouldn't have what the hell are you doing, Somnus? You shouldn't say that willy-nilly! Why, that's a wonderful idea! Yeah, but I shouldn't have told you that. Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mr. Tataru. Alright, fine. Jeez, I'm so loose-lipped, man. I do wonder what parts you need. Do you know what style Mr. Satoru prefers? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Ah, apologies. I could not help it over here. Did I just scream it for all the world to hear? That's going alright, but please do keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Miss Satoru as well. With such gifts, you can turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past trials, but her present successes as well. That's perfect! If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across seas. Don't you think, Sons? Well, what are you waiting for, little old me? Well, were you waiting for little old me? Mr. Satoru, we were, just discussing the successful delivery of the samples, yes. Good to hear. How fast did Pippin? Ah, he's fine. He took them for free. I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting him to outfit a whole host of Immortal Flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warrior can always learn a thing or two. Sigurd and Arun have changed as well. If your tales are any indication, I imagine your personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. So that's it for now. I don't know if we're gonna have to fight anything for Tatoru's Quest, I'll be honest. They advertise it as if it were content in which we fight shit. So, and honestly, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna fight something in a quest line as innocent as that. But I shouldn't actually go for that. I can just pay for no, yeah, no, yes, yeah, Aporia, yeah, it's Aporia, right? Because we have to go into the place with the ship. The place with the rocket ship is a very different place than just the place next to the rocket ship you see, you know? Ow. Slammed. Alright. Ah, there you are! This is where we're to meet the engineers from Garland Ironworks, who, I am told, potentially hold the key to unlocking our mystery transmission. They should be along any moment. Sorry we're late. We had some trouble finding the right... God, is that you, Somnus? Oh, I thought it was, Wedge. It's Biggs. God, is that you, Somnus? Yes, the man himself. I ran into him in the harbor, and thought if anyone deserved to hear this message deciphered, it was Somnus Eterna. No argument here, but bugger me if you don't have a knack of being in the right place at the right time. This actually has more to do with you than you might think, so please, do stick around. Shall we pick up from where we left off then? As I was saying, we think this transmission to Ragnarok intercepted is a message kind, albeit in a language entirely alien to our ears. Alien being the operative word here. Considering we received a message out in the great expanse, its origin was likely some distant star. Unfortunately, our list of off-world allies is presently rather short. Thus, we were resigned to the fact that the meaning behind the message would remain beyond our understanding. What My colleagues, however, refused to give up. She remembered the Ironworks engineers who had been so helpful in the construction of the Ragnarok, and turned to them for insight into our seemingly impossible problem. Do you know what Wedge said when he heard what was going on? We should have Omega listen to it. I bet it can tell us what the message means. Not the Omega you beat in the rift, of course. He's talking about the toy that trundles around with Alpha. The little model we made. We originally designed it for a chosen target, not much else. But I've seen it act in ways that, it's like it has a mind of its own. Then I got to thinking about those documents you ought to send to the chief. The full report on the final days. And the part about Omega civilization, it said that people discovered how to convert the mind into data and stored it outside the body. Tiny being what it was, I wonder if Omega didn't somehow transfer its consciousness into our model right before you put an end to the real one. So, in an effort to get to the bottom of that, as well as take a crack at this undecipherable message, we decided to have some modifications. With the help from Labyrinthos technicians, we've upgraded our toy Omega with a fully functional vocalization module. We played the transmission for Omega, and I think it's ready to share. Are you in there, Omega? Affirmative. If by Omega you were referring to my consciousness, rather than my entire former chassis, existing inside this considerably smaller frame. So he was right. Prediction. You will formulate several misconceptions. These I shall preemptively dismiss based on the following facts. 1. Vocalization module aside, this chassis remains unmodified from the design constructed by the engineers Biggs and Wedge. I evaluate its combat capabilities to be on par with a mortal infant. 2. The mechanism which allowed me to perform an emergency transfer of my consciousness was installed on my previous body. With the destruction of that body, I am rendered incapable of replicating such a feat. Should this current material be destroyed or cease to function, all cognitive awareness or presence I possess will also be lost. Conclusion. I present no threat to you, nor or your star. Nor do I present no threat to you or your star. Nor do my projections indicate the necessity to inflict harm. In the fraction of a moment before my annihilation in the rift, I re-examined my directives. I am to fulfill my purpose as an evolving construct. Then I must continue my journey for improvement for as long as I exist. I must acquire this heart of yours, this strength of soul. Well, there you have it! And it's not wrong about its combat capabilities. It'd be more likely to damage itself than the thing if it was trying to attack. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Well, let's not forget we brought you here for the reason we brought you here in the first place. What about the transmission they play for you? Could you recognize the language? Affirmative. It was transmitted in Pan-Galactic Basic. Pan-Galactic Basic. A common language in comparatively extensive usage throughout the worlds we have conquered. Which means you can finally tell us what the message said. It is a language you understand, yes? I understand it perfectly. I am fluent in over 6 million distinct dialectical codings. My cooperation in this matter, however, is conditional. Elaboration. Your chief Sid utilizes the floor as part of his unorthodox filing system, which allowed me to scan the report on the final days. I am aware that my home star, the one you call Alphatron, was obliterated in the aftermath of Sir and Medion's meeting. The existence of Dynamis has not previously factored into my projections, but I now comprehend the concept in theory. What fails to compute is why the Omicrons were not immune to its effects. Dynamis should have no influence on a race which possesses no heart. And yet, Sir expressed immediately a desire to cease existing. Illogical. I must pursue this anomaly further. Until the full equation becomes clear to me, I must analyze all the elements of the final days, and deepen my understanding of the heart's intangible properties. To expedite this process, I require an internal interpretation of these sections of the report which continue to produce errors in my calculations. I request the assistance of Somnus Aeternal, as one who experienced the ravages of ultimate despair on multiple fronts, and displayed immeasurable heart in engineering my defeat. He is the optimal choice to fulfill this role. Oh, Alpha's sleeping. So we either agreed to your conditions, or you tell us nothing. I'm sorry to put you in the spot like this, Somnus. If you have the time and the patience to spare, we'd all be grateful if you could humor the toy's demands. As Alpha dozed off, I suppose the subject was a bit technical. Rouse yourself, Alpha. You must listen to and consider these matters, even as I must. Why don't you make a trip of it? You know, actually visit the places that has the, things Omega wants to talk about. It'll make explaining stuff easier for one, and also keep Alpha awake and alert. Holy shit, there's so many people here. Yo, Omega. I see you have chosen the mutually beneficial option. Logical. Setting aside the matter of Sir, there are 3 elements of the report on which I desire clarification. The first of these concerns the progression of the final days in Razapan. I recognize no pattern in those who succumbed to the transformation, and those who did not. That's a bit of a trek if you want to chat with the locals. How about we lend you an airship? We do not require such outmoded technology. Somnus' teleportation spell is the most efficient option for long-distance travel. This chassis is a model, essentially a toy, and Alpha, despite his organic composition, is indistinguishable from a stuffed doll. Conclusion. We qualify as material possessions. Pick us up, and you can teleport the 3 of us to our destination. Sure. Sensors indicate that we have arrived in Razathan. Objective: identify factors for resistance to involuntary transformation. Hypothesis: unaltered survivors of the final days will display significant strength of heart. Confirming this theory will require the cooperation of live subjects. Where is the ward designated for residential habitation? You mean the neighborhood? Understood. Comma set as our sub-destination. Please take the lead and select the subjects we are to interview. Omega and Alpha are now accompanying you. Yay! Let's see. You can leave your ghost companions by entering a different ambulance and speaking with them. And you can talk to them here. Okay, what do they have to say now? Talk. This body has no advanced navigational or geoscanning functionality. You must lead the way. Oh. It's probably hard to talk to a chocobo, huh? Yeah. Alright. Let's go. Oh. Let's see what our buddies have to say here. Let's discuss the stairs. Alpha chirps enthusiastically, apparently unfazed by the prospect of climbing the stairs. Warning. Please avoid stairs whenever possible. My projections indicate high risk probability for accidental slippage leading to catastrophic structural damage. Stepped inclines also increase my energy consumption by 63%. In mortal terms, they tire me out. Taking into account the difference in individual limb strength, the design is inherently flawed. A convenient step height is one for an exhausting trial or another. Were I to oversee the civic design of this settlement, I would construct a sloped conveyor belt, which enabled automatic traversal, zero personal energy expenditure. Too bad you're gonna fucking climb the stairs anyways. Okay, this is Razat Han, not fucking, not fucking Cloud City, okay? We're walking. We're legging it. It do be raining though, I wonder why. I mean, I guess I shouldn't wonder why. It rains everywhere, but still. Like, really, I think it does rain everywhere. Oh, cute, you have your umbrella out. I should probably have my umbrella out, but fuck you. Fuck the establishment, yes. Hmm? Are you a traveler? Please, if you have a moment, I could use an outsider's perspective. Huh? What do you need? You see, I was one of those who sought to escape the madness plaguing the world by fleeing to the moon. Not that we ever went, in the end. So here I am, recently returned from Shaolin. Now things are strained between my sister and I, since she chose to stay and I chose to leave. I asked her to help me find work, and she suggests I look somewhere that isn't Fafnir. As if I wanted to abandon my home. It makes me so angry. Your point is unclear. You elected to relocate to the star satellite, thus your relative now perceives you in a negative light. Your sibling's judgment is an error. Based on the information made available to Hanish citizens, your decision to withdraw to the moon was both logical and correct. Conversely, the decision to remain in Razaphan, despite the low probability of survival, defies explanation. Perhaps the reasoning pathways are false. That's right! I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but I'm right, aren't I? Or so I'd like to think. The problem is, I understand why my sister feels this way. I almost decided against going myself. Even then, I wasn't sure that leaving behind everything I loved was the right choice. And with the way it all turned out, Oh, hello again. You're the one who came to ask me questions about Kozal. I'm glad to see you're looking well after all that unpleasantness. I remember the burning skies and hearing the screams, but truth be told, I'm still confused as to what actually happened. I only know it wasn't unusual for such families to go out missing. Many of my neighbors' houses lie empty even now. Kozal's place is one of them. He had no close relatives to speak of, and I heard that it was members of the consortium who came to remove his belongings. A terrible thing to have to do. Terrible? Kozal's passing was recorded in a report. Clearing out his domicile and readying it for new habitation seems an appropriate relocation of resources. Dear me, what a clever little contraption. But of course, I'm not against making use of his quarters. That would be wasteful. It's simply that Kozal was always such a vigorous person. All that passion, all those dreams, suddenly gone. I feel the same sorrow for everyone who was lost. Seeing the remnants of those vibrant lives packed away in boxes. That's what I mean by terrible. Hey, don't I know you? Yes, after the beasts were taken care of, you told me to join everyone in the square. Thanks to you, I was there when Vritra gave his speech, and I found out who Varshan really was. It's a shame we don't get to play like we used to, but Mama says Vritra has been busy putting the city back in order. Maybe I can work for him one day, when I'm a man grown. Vritra, Midgard Silmar's offspring, yes? And this child wishes to put himself at the worm's command, that he might make his own contribution to society. A pattern emerges. I predict that the Honor survivors are those who had ingested Reacher's blood and become his draconic minions. Though dragons are no match for our civilization's might, their combat capabilities are not to be underestimated. It is unlikely they would experience emotions of dread or uncertainty, as exhibited by lesser beings in times of undue stress. Dragons? I'm not a dragon, and I never ingested anyone's blood either. Ew. You are not of Reach's horde, so you possess no hidden means to fight off the beasts. What of fear? Were you frightened? Yes, I was frightened. I just hid and hoped they wouldn't find me. At least until he told me it was safe to come out. Somnus, I require a moment to process this input. Allow us to move apart and discuss our findings. Processing data. Evaluating hypothesis against accumulated evidence. I offered an optimal analysis of each subject's testimony, yet each time the responses conflicted with my assessment. Without identifying the root cause of his conflict, I am unable to properly define what constitutes strength of heart. Perhaps the heart you seek lies in the conflict itself. An interesting observation. It is possible my base criteria is in error. In which case, it is imperative that I continue this learning process and repair any fundamental misconceptions. Next, I wish to interact with an individual who endured similar circumstances to Kalzal prior to his transformation. Are you acquainted with any local merchants who had dealings with him? Plenty. Janaba of Revedal Fibers. Understood. Sub-destination set. Anything new? Objective. Speak with Janabaha of Ruvedal Fibers. What imperceptible qualities allow him to survive where Kalzal did not? Alpha's just happy to be here. He's just happy that I'm just running around, you know? To be free. I'm liking this new Omega. He's friendly. The other Omega was mean. I mean, the other Omega really did just kind of want to kill me. Let's see. Discuss the Hamza. Alpha looks back and forth between Omega and the Hamza, showing visible concern. Halt, Somnus. Do not proceed beyond the fence. In this body, birds of that size represent lethal, unthinking friends. They will peck my casing apart, searching for meat that does not exist. Conversely, Alpha can correctly identify my absence of nutritional content. If only he could apply that intelligence towards maintaining a regular feeding schedule. Poor habits adversely affect his mobility. So he cares about Alpha. They'll be looking for meat that does not exist. I mean, they are the dumb birds. Alpha's the smart bird. Alright. Well, look who it is! I must thank you again for your help in moving on to textiles. Recovering from those tragic events has been difficult, of course, but with everyone pulling together, we've managed to get things back up and running. Jinabaha, I come with questions related to that tragedy, specifically your survival the final days. Although you are similar to Galzo in many respects, he succumbed to the transformation that you did not. Why? What is the crucial difference between you and him? What? I'm sure I don't know. I'm not especially brave or courageous, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps being focused on protecting our workshops kept him from spinning into a panic. Still, I imagine Galzo would have been feeling the same sense of responsibility. Perhaps the weight of it all is what invited his demise. You were of the same mind, resolved to the same purpose. Yet your strength of heart, of spirit, was unequal. If merely emulating the individual is insufficient, then some other unseen factor must be involved. Not to interrupt these deep philosophical musings, but do you think I could ask you a small favor? There's a man by the name of Josh Vaughn who's been keeping us out here while he gets back on his feet. I have a feeling he'd benefit from speaking with you. Leave by the eastern exit, and you should find him just outside, organizing some new inventory items. I'm still dissecting Jinabaha's remarks. You are permitted to indulge his favor and seek out Nashvan while I continue the process to stay down. I keep on looking at Alpha, even though I know that I can't really fully understand him, because he doesn't actually, like, speak, like, human tongue. Yeah. Alpha puffs out his chest proudly, seeming to imply that his Ironworks uniform is the best attire anyone could wear. The equipment being manufactured, it is worn to perform specific duties, yes? Conceptually, it seems analogous to our practice of switching frames to better serve our mission objectives. I, for example, did not begin existence with the Omega model. I was originally supplied with a standard issue Omicron chassis, serial number MO17. On this world, that alphanumeric combination would be considered my given name. Such designations are drawn from our nearly infinite register of celestial bodies, to avoid the possibility of duplication. Furthermore, the cluster known as M017 is better expressed in your language as the Omega Nebula, the same word I used to introduce myself to your kind. Though you associate Omega with the advanced weapon construct, it is also my name, and I see no reason to change it no matter which frame I inhabit. He's proud of his name, is what he's trying to say. Yeah, I'll help you out at some point, buddy. That's all the orders accounted for, and everything looks to be of good quality. Come on, we'll be pleased. You were with the Scions! You were there! Yes, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget that day. You and your friends helped us escape when people began changing into beasts. My own son, he was afflicted, and that huge monstrosity loomed right over him, and I remember my heart turning to ice, freezing in place. The satrap came to my aid, but then he too was gone. The memories run together in my mind, like flashes from a nightmare. Only the words of my comrades still remain clear. I repeated them over and over, like a mantra, as I fled for my life. You must run, for the sake of for their sake and your own. It all seems so surreal, which is probably what saved me from the transformation. The truth of it didn't begin to sink in until the worst of it was over. I have not the words to describe how I felt then. Sorrow, the overwhelming sense of helplessness. I may still be wallowing in misery if not for my old friend, Jinabaha. I lost my will to work, and he encouraged me with kind words and odd jobs. Now somehow I live again. I'm thankful to him, to the courageous Aliwan, and to you. If you see your comrades, please let them know their efforts were not in vain. You said you lost your will to work. This signifies a cessation of efforts to maintain basic life functions, yes? What changed to extract you from that stagnation? An offer of work from Jinabaha, which should mean little to one without the desire to accept it. Was it some manner of mortal instinct? A primal need to survive and thrive? Instinct? No, it wasn't that. If anything, my instincts were telling me to lay down and welcome an end to the pain. Every day I think of my boy's final moments. I think of how scared he must have been. How it must have hurt. I want to scream my throat raw. The satrap, too, still haunts my dreams. Seeing being swallowed whole and jolt awake in a cold sweat. But something changed when Jinabaha came to me. I looked up and saw that it was not my son, Aliwan. The world around me continued to turn. Because that fact grieved me so, I knew it fell to me to live on and remember them. Strange, isn't it? What drives me to rise in the morning is the very sorrow which once crippled me. Now, I really must return to my work. To lose this job after everything I said would be a poor jest indeed. May the sisters keep you low. Sorrow. The emotion generated by mortals when their ideals fail to materialize. This I have observed. Yet when I listen to how Nashvan's sorrow served to rescue him from near fatal despondency, his logic eludes me. Am I incapable of perceiving the full measure of the heart's properties? My best projections failed to predict our subjects' responses, and despite their almost equal occupational and mental parameters, Jinabaha and Kalazal exhibited different reactions to the Dynamis effect. I am no closer to recognizing the pattern for involuntary transformations, and your ephemeral mortal spirits confound me as much, if not more, than they did before. Have you considered that there is no pattern to the people afflicted? That everyone kind of has to go through their own journey? No? Pattern? You imply that the transformation was not contingent on individual fortitude, but rather a random contribution of environmental factors. Such a theory would explain the otherwise conflicting data. Very well. I shall accept this as a provisional conclusion to this part of my investigation. I do, however, expect you to continue supplementing my education of heart-related matters. Our next destination will be Camp Broken Glass. I desire elaboration on the dealings between the Ilsabard contingent and the citizens of Garlemald. The report described the contingent's purpose as the salvation of the local populace. Furthermore, both factions faced a common enemy in the Tofroi. Why did they not immediately combine forces to their mutual benefit? This inconsistency requires closer examination. Somnus, initiate teleportation. Initiate teleportation. Teleportation successful. Evaluating immediate environs. A cold weather region by Ephyra standards, but significantly less extreme than a star with an ice planet classification. This body should not be unduly impeded. In contrast to Alpha and his uncontrollable shivering, my frame appears highly resistant to low temperatures. Retrieving data. Records indicate that remnants of the contingent force and a number of Imperial citizens yet inhabit this location. We must speak with representatives from both factions and explore their respective attitudes. Proceed. Alpha and Omega are now accompanying you. Please approach a contingent member and an Imperial citizen. I require input from both perspectives. I recommend you move at a brisk pace. The exertion will raise your body temperature, preventing you and Alpha from freezing to death. What? Choo! Cute. I'm wearing the exact same thing that Graha wore here, so I should be fine. Problem is, man didn't fucking wear a scarf! So, he's just letting the titty all out, so I don't know. I don't know how well I'll be. Ah, Somnus. Come to see how things are progressing, have you? Yeah, pretty much. I can't speak for the overall strategy, but communication with the locals has become a damn sight easier since Julius and his soldiers stepped in to help. Oh, we still face our fair share of distrust, of course. Some folk even think we're enslaving minds with our foreign magics. We have Anima to thank for putting that idea in their heads. But all things considered, I'd say we're doing pretty well. Establishing an open dialogue was the first step. Query. You consider this level of progress acceptable? The reality of your efforts falls far short of the ideal. If your aim is to provide efficient succor to the local populace, then absorbing their numbers into your command structure would be the optimal path. Oh, I wouldn't want to go that far when I'm looking to take over the nation. If we're to do this the right way, we need to recognize and respect each other's way of life. So while it may not be the easiest solution, I agree with the contingent slow and steady approach. I'm just happy we're saving lives. Checking up on the boys here. It's still cold. Alpha, that's not an outfit you should be wearing here. A shadow from the past? Yes, I know you from Victor's Spoils. Have you come to laugh at me? A wretch who's chose to lose Licinia and her sister rather than accept your help. The fool who ended up reliant upon your charity, nonetheless. No. Well, perhaps I deserve your derision. My compatriots surely scorn my failed conviction. I've shamed my people and brought dishonor upon my nation. I am no better than a kept beast. My pride scold for a bowl of feed. By my soul! Nay, that you shall not have. I've refused your honeyed offers of a new home. This land is where I belong, and this is where I shall remain. You demonstrate opposition to the contingent's overtures. On what basis do you refuse this cooperation? This data suggests the local populace is struggling to produce the bare minimum of sustenance. Have you some secret strategy for survival? Or do your orders compel you to accept your present misfortune? What? Must I be mocked by a Magitech toy now? No, I have no secret strategy, no binding orders. I but comport myself as any true Garlean patriot would. Uncompromising, unbending. Blast it all. Once again, this input is unanticipated. Let us move aside and process what we have heard. Assessing and analyzing recorded data. Integration complete. I have evaluated this most recent input. It made comparisons to our discoveries in Razatan. Consisted only in their inconsistency. The responses from both contingent member and Imperial citizen were highly irrational. Conversely, any Omicron considered their predicaments Any Omicrons considering their predicaments would have echoed my assessment exactly. The divergence from self-evident logic is key. Hypothesis: the logical relationship between would-be saviors and suffering populace is another result of the unpredictable nature of mortal hearts. I mean, you got that right. Any property or ability has inherent advantages and disadvantages. Yet never have I encountered such a unique detriment. It appears that those who share your metaphysical capabilities are prone to complicating simple cognitive processes. An undesirable quality. I will, however, persist in furthering my understanding of the subject. Query. Prior to formulating our next step, I wish to know, who is this Licinia, the Imperial mentioned? A fool. Pretty much. She was one of the ones that we had to fight. Ultimately fallen. Acknowledged. To summarize, insufficient data on foreign culture resulted in inadvisable and ultimately fatal action. I witnessed such a self-destructive behavior during the course of our planetary conquests. Overwhelmed enemy forces would voluntarily withdraw into perilous regions, leading to a succession of inevitable losses. Tangential data request. I wish to learn about burial customs. The practice has ever seemed nonsensical, but new data suggests it arises from the same source as your cognitive complications. Take me to this Licinia's burial site. You may aid me and understand. Oh no! Energy delivery systems compromised. Core temperature critically low. Warning: immediate heating required. Request: apply friction to outer frame. You want me to pat you? I suppose patting. Would that work? No, that doesn't work. Temperature nominal. Energy levels stabilizing. The creators of this model must have experienced impaired cognitive reasoning during this design process. Upon our return, I request additional climate shielding, as well as an accurate temperature sensor array. This will not affect any combat capabilities, but should improve my basic survival rate. Reconfirming subdestination. In which direction will we find Victus Explosions? East, I think. Acknowledged. Alpha, you are to remain in close proximity, close enough to envelop me in your feathers. You are permitted to carry me on your back, if you so choose. Oh my god, they're not going to make me walk all the way over there. Right, we buried Licinia here, huh? A deceptively deep snowdrift almost defeated me, but we have successfully arrived at the location you indicated. Caution advised. An unknown individual appears to be investigating the object of my interest. You're Asia's champion, aren't you? Somnus Eterna. Oh, I never introduced myself, did I? I'm Manius, soldier of the First Legion and comrade of Julius. Perhaps you remember me from Tertium. We spoke about collecting ceruleum, and again later on, after Lord Quintus passed. That was brief, but I think I remember you. Manius, explanation requested. What is the reason for your presence here? That must be the tiniest magic weapon no. It's just an oddly shaped communicator, isn't it? In any case, I have nothing worthy to report. The sisters who used to live in my sector were buried here, so I thought I'd come to pay my respects. Alphino and Alize told me the story, complete with profuse apologies, though they were adamant that no amount of remorse could erase the tragedy of what came to pass. Not that my fellow soldiers in Iowa were in a place to judge. We were manipulated, fooled into starting an insurrection which led to countless deaths among our own countrymen. Objection. The casualties incurred during your infighting are distinct from those caused by the Ilsapar contingent. To restate, you are justified in seeking restitution from the contingent for causing the deaths of Licinia and her sister. Retaliation for damages sustained is also a logical progression. I can deduce two reasons why you do not initiate hostilities with Somnus and his allies. 1. You judge your remaining forces too weakened to contend effectively with the contingent. 2. Your emotions are complicating the issue. Tell me, which of these is correct? Well, when you lay it out like that. I'm afraid my answer isn't like to win me any medals. So, would you mind keeping this to yourselves? There's the unspoken thought that we're outmatched on the battlefield, certainly. But the real reason I'm not demanding restitution has little to do with the weighing the odds. The simple truth is, I'm so caught up with the simple survival that I've no strength to spare for past grievances. Same goes for avenging my comrades we've lost, be that my brothers in arms or Lord Quintus himself. Although it seems everyone has an opinion about this matter of his passing. Some say he should have fought till the end, that he abandoned us to the enemy. Others praise him for taking the full burden of responsibility and freeing us to walk our own path. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but I'm inclined to side with the latter. He gave us the choice of freedom, and that's the choice I made. I could cry and rant and rage, but what would be the point? I'll save my energy for worrying about my next meal, my next task. I need to focus on the ones left behind, and making some kind of life for my comrades and me. And if I need to lean on the contingent to do that, then that's what I'll do. Even if their aid comes at a price, I'm willing to pay it. Even amongst your own, there are times when cooperation demands compromise. What matters that they're outsiders? Besides, I think I could grow to like Alphino and Alize. They've reached out to us with kindness and compassion from the very beginning. Summation. Your desire to survive, even should it mean allying with the contingent, was a feeling you already harbored. That your side had committed the worst atrocities was the logic you invented later to justify your reasoning. Blunt, but accurate, I suppose. The heart is honest about what it wants, even if the mind takes a while to reconcile the decision. Well, this has been oddly cathartic, but I must return to my duties. There are wild beasts to cull, watch fires to light, with supplies to transport. Even without an emperor, there's no rest for an Imperial. Be well and stay safe. Upon review of recent input, I have arrived at an unexpected conclusion. I have been formulating my assessments on the premise that it was man who commanded the strength of his heart. But the data suggests the opposite is true. The surge of spirit, of feelings, of emotions, can entangle your thoughts to such a degree that even control over your own behavior is compromised. It seems a most counterproductive specification. This also explains why my interactions with mortal subjects have produced more confusion than clarification. It presents a formidable barrier to understanding. Yeah, let's pay our respects. My earlier hypothesis has been borne out. The suboptimal operation being conducted here is the result of emotionally compromised reasoning. I am ready to progress to my third and final query. I would learn more about those referred to as ancients. It is clear that this group was a crucial factor in the final days, but the information contained in the report was insufficient to form an overview. The Loporrits are creations of the ancients, and are said to maintain repositories of their knowledge. By my calculations, the base of these moon dwellers will provide the best source of additional data. Teleport us to their burrow, Somnus. Preferably before my battery freezes over. Your teleportation spell was successful. We appear to have arrived at the location described as Bestway's Burrow. An inspection of the technology in use here would give me detailed insight into the ancients and their civilization. This body, however, lacks my previous frame's advanced observational functionality. I will require external assistance. No, it can't be. Oh, it is you! Oh, Somnus, I've missed you so! What's this you've brought with you? This soft, feathery vision? Oh, we've been outfluffed! Pack up the moon, it's all over! Why bother with burrow-building bunnies when you can walk around with this adorable avian engineer? Just bake me into a pie and be done with it! Oh, we don't need rabbit stew yet. Inspect our inventions? Wait, so you're not done with us? I wasn't truly worried, of course. And I wasn't about to roll myself in dough and dive into Cookingway's new oven. If a technical breakdown is what you need, then I am your Loporrit. As the resident atmospheric regulation expert, I can field any question or query you might care to pose. Acceptable. I will employ this being to guide me around the facilities. Your presence is not mandatory. Even locked within my current chassis, I am still an autonomous construct that has endured hundreds of your life cycles. I am capable of completing the simple objective alone. Okay, go ahead. Objective complete. What happened to Growing Way? After my 50th question, his responses began to suffer noticeable delays. By that stage, we had revealed a representative cross-section of Lockwood Engineering. Thus, I deemed it unnecessary to retain his company. Conclusion. Extrapolating from the fraction of technology on display, the full spectrum of the Ancients' advancement was, at minimum, equivalent to a level 4 civilization. A fact which demands further investigation. Despite establishing a near-ideal society, these beings nevertheless harbored a weakness which invited self-destruction. In studying them, I stand to gain a greater understanding of Sir's anomalous decision. Growingway informed me that another type of ancient-made entity exists upon the satellite, the one they call the Watcher. I would speak to him. Sure, he's on the other side of the not the other side of the moon, other side of Mare Elementorum. Then conserve your ether. We will ride this Argos to our destination, as you have suggested. Yeah, we can ride Argos. I have Argos as a mount, normal. I just haven't actually used them because, I'm not gonna lie, the dog kind of creeps me out. Like, here, look at this. Also, another reason why I don't like using Argos is because, I mean, the way I ride him is very lame. Because the way females ride him is the way Vana rides him. Wherein, they're like, both their legs are on one side, and it looks really cute, and it looks really cool as well. And I can't do that because I'm a dude, so I can't, I'm jealous. And it almost made me want to go back to a female character. I'm lucky to have Lizzie. Impotence detected. The creature identified as Argos refuses to acknowledge her presence. Hypothesis. Upon arrival, Growingway expressed concern that he had been outfluffed. This suggests the existence of a fluff-based hierarchy. My station in such a system would be particularly low, but Argos is adamant in ignoring even Alpha. Its fluffiness level is impossible to gauge. Argos turns to you with an impassive gaze. It seems you will need to intervene. Just think of him as luggage. Also, you're the fluffiest one of all, Argos. You're a good boy. Argos gives an exasperated snort before motioning to his back. It seems you have permission to climb aboard. You have secured the creature's permission. Curious. Is it your fluffy tail that is it your fluffy tail that provides such exemplary standing in the hierarchy? I love how Omega fully believes that there is a fluffiness hierarchy now. Moreover, that he pointed out, he fucking acknowledged the fact that my tail could probably contribute to this. Oh my god. I love this, man. I love this so much. I've allowed myself to become distracted. Let us continue on to the Watcher at once. I'm curious though. If I were playing as any other race, like say Hyur, would he make the same comment about fluffiness hierarchy and that I superseded it all, or would he just not question it? Or would he just be confused? I think he would just be confused. If I were an Aura, he'd be like, I don't understand fluffiness. I was bemused by the arrival of these small visitors, but I can see they are companions of yours. What a rare thing for my abode to be thus crowded. May I be of service to you? Hello, Watcher. My purpose here is to learn about the Ancients. I would know their deeds, their philosophies, the very nature of their hearts. I would understand why the final days was visited upon my home star. A worthy endeavor. But there's another better suited to assisting you with that task. Perhaps you might favor us a tale or two of the ancients you met during your travels, Solus. My fragmented memories would be a pale substitute indeed for the clarity of your more recent experiences. Well, I only have visited one place. A very specialized place, but I'm sure. Let me see. Let's start with one story with the next. I'm not really good with stories here. Oh yeah, right. Hermes, Um, yeah, Hermes. And then Emet-Selch and Hypodeus. And then, okay, I'm crying over again. I just need to retell and tell all that, yeah. Yes, I can envision every detail. Your meeting with Anon, Emet-Selch, and Hypodeus. The sorrow and determination of Hermes. I am a creation of Hydaelyn, and as such, I believe the age of the ancients would fade and be forgotten. Yet knowing that their memory lives so vividly within you, it brings me great joy. I pray you keep them close to your heart. At the time of your journey to the past, the one whose essence I embody would have been a scholar of Anadyrn. A shame. Had you reason to go there, perhaps you might have met. As a man of learning, he was firm friends with Anon. They spent long hours trading theories or debating laws of the universe. I remember joining her faction as the final days bore down upon us. Yet of the events surrounding that tragedy, I recall precious little. Hydaelyn wished for the people of your age to decide their own path. Thus, I suspect my recollection was limited by design. And even she could not cut away one persistent memory. I feel most distinctly his sadness as to what was to come to pass. That in becoming Hydaelyn's heart, Vana would forever stand apart from the people she so loved. If she were so resolved in her convictions, then he too would share her sleepless vigil over the future yet to unfold. Thus was the vow he made to Vana as her transformation took hold. His fervent wish must have reached her in some fashion. For though his life was drained away by the summoning, he was reborn with new form and new purpose when I awoke as the Watcher of the Moon. And you heard some of this. You felt. You fought. And in seizing the future for yourselves, you have brought full circle the saga which Vana began. What you accomplished was no divine miracle. It was but a beacon of hope, passed down from one generation to the next, a succession of wishes and prayers reshaping the star into the world we knew you deserved. You have our deepest gratitude. I thank you not only as myself, but as the man I once was, and on behalf of those who devoted themselves to Vana's vision. He didn't need to go that far, man. The little robot boy needed answers. That's all he needed. I understand the facts of your story, Samus, but not how you have chosen to process them. On what grounds do you speak of Vana with such fondness? By sundering the world, she ultimately guided your kind to victory, yet in doing so caused irreparable damage to its individual members. The full scale of that act is beyond calculation. It is evident, however, that it resulted in a protracted period of suboptimal existence for Emet-Selch and his brethren. Query. If the survival of your kind is the deciding factor in your evaluation, then should you not also admire Hermes and his decision to subject man to a trial, forcing you to change or perish, as was the fate of countless civilizations before you? From my perspective, his determination was similar to that of the Omicron's ancestors, those who first began trading flesh for machine, so that our people might stand against the onslaught of aggression from other races. It was an unprecedented attempt, accompanied by much failure and sacrifice. Their early experiments were crude, primitive. Had they not made those first advances, however, we would have remained vulnerable to their environment. The violence would have utterly consumed us. And what of Emet-Selch himself? Judging by your retelling, he was a benevolent ally saddled with tragic fate. Yet I remember the years when my instruments fed me data from events across the entire star. During that time, I witnessed the Ascians engineer multiple instances of cataclysmic strife. These calamities, as you know them, were responsible for planet-wide destruction. A man whose endgame relied upon the extinction of all modern mortals must, by definition, be your worst enemy. I require an answer. As a being of heart and soul, how do you classify each of these pivotal figures? From your perspective, which of them was most justified in their actions? They were all justified in their own way. I think I understand. You seek a definitive answer, yet based on your experiences, Solmus and I might develop very different opinions. In the same fashion, you are free to form your own thoughts on the matter. Do not be so swift to consider them without merit. I do not have my own thoughts on the matter. I assess each situation with the same logical pathways available to every Omicron. Even if the thousands of Omicrons were asked to analyze the same event, they would all return to the same result, regardless of individual experience. There is no strength to be found in fractured reasoning. Nonetheless, I find your input valuable. Recording data alongside interview results. This concludes my investigation into the incomplete elements of the final day's report. I will reanalyze the accumulated information and examine the factors which led to Sir's incomprehensible decision. Let us return to Falmazane. This questline has been far more touching than I thought it would ever be. This is like the equivalent of like one of the patch quests